Everyone is lying to you about 5 a.m., not because they want to deceive you, but because they are solving the wrong problem. Here is what nobody tells you about the people who actually wake up early, with energy, with clarity, with purpose. They did not fix their mornings. They fixed their evenings. And the difference between those two approaches is the difference between a man who fights his alarm clock every single day for years and a man who opens his eyes before it even rings. I want to ask you something honest. How many times have you set that alarm for 5 a.m.? How many nights have you told yourself, lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling, tomorrow I will do it? And how many mornings have you woken up, exhausted, reaching for the snooze button, feeling like a failure before the day has even started? If this sounds familiar, then what you are about to hear is not another morning routine. It is the missing piece that every morning routine leaves out. There is a reason your 5 a.m. routine keeps failing, and it has nothing to do with discipline. Nothing to do with willpower, nothing to do with how badly you want it. The reason is simpler and more frustrating than any of those things. You are trying to win a battle in the morning that was already lost the night before. Think about it. You stay up past midnight working by the last of the candlelight, finishing accounts that could wait until morning, unable to set down the day's unfinished burdens, telling yourself you will still wake at 5. Then 5 a.m. arrives, and your body, that honest, exhausted, undeceivable body, does the only rational thing it can do. It refuses, not because you are lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because you gave it no chance to succeed. You see, most people treat the morning like a standalone event, like a switch they can flip regardless of what came before. But your morning does not begin at 5 a.m. Your morning begins at 9 p.m. And once you understand this, truly understand it, everything changes. I want to tell you about a man named Marcus. Marcus was a blacksmith in a small English village in the early 1800s. He was 38 years old, and he had been waking up before dawn every single day of his life, not because he chose to, because he had to. The forge needed to be hot by 6. The orders needed to be filled. The village depended on him. But here is the thing about Marcus. Despite waking up early every single day, he was always behind, always rushing, always forgetting something, always starting the day in a fog that did not lift until late morning, when half his best working hours were already gone. He was physically present at 6 a.m., but mentally, truly, fully, sharply present, he did not arrive until 9. And in that gap, those 3 wasted hours lay the difference between a good day and a great one. Marcus had tried everything: sleeping earlier, drinking cold water at dawn, asking his wife to wake him with more urgency. Nothing worked. Every morning felt like starting a fire with wet wood. Possible eventually, but exhausting, and never as bright as it should have been. Between the man he was at 6 in the morning, foggy, slow, 1 step behind, and the man he needed to be to master his craft, lay a gap he could not seem to close. No matter how early he woke, no matter how hard he tried, the gap remained. One autumn evening, an old traveling merchant passed through the village. His name was Aldous. He was in his 70s, sharp-eyed, unhurried, with the kind of calm that only comes from understanding something most people never figure out. He stopped at Marcus's forge just as Marcus was preparing to close for the night. Tools scattered, tomorrow's orders not yet laid out. The forge barely banked for the morning. Aldous looked around slowly. Then he looked at Marcus. "You are preparing for tomorrow," he said. It was not a question. Marcus gestured at the chaos around him. Hardly, he admitted. The old merchant nodded once, not in judgment, in recognition. I have visited 100 forges, Aldous said quietly, and I can tell you exactly what tomorrow morning will look like for you. Marcus stared at him. You will wake up tired. You will spend the first hour remembering what you meant to do. You will work hard all day and still feel like you accomplished less than you should have. Marcus opened his mouth, then closed it, because the old man had described every morning of his life for the past 15 years. How did you know? Marcus finally asked. Aldous picked up a horseshoe from the workbench, turned it over once, set it back down precisely. Because your evening tells me everything about your morning, he said. The morning is not where the day is won or lost. The morning is only where you collect what the evening prepared. He paused. And your evening, he said, looking at the scattered tools, the unbanked forge, the orders not yet laid, has prepared nothing. Marcus was quiet for a long moment. Then he asked the question that changed everything. What should the evening prepare? Aldous smiled for the first time. He sat down on a stool and looked at the forge, at the tools, at the half-finished work on the bench. Your body, he began, is not a machine you can start cold. It is a fire, and fires do not start well when the wood is wet, the kindling is missing, and the ash from yesterday has not been cleared. He leaned forward. Every evening has one purpose: to lower the resistance between who you are when you fall asleep and who you need to be when you wake up. Marcus leaned in closer. Here is what I have observed in every man who wakes with clarity and purpose. Aldous held up one finger. First, they end the noise before the body expects to sleep. No sharp lights, no unsettling conversations, no unfinished problems left open and bleeding. The mind needs a door it can close. A second finger. Second, they prepare the stage for morning, not the whole performance, just the stage. Tools in their place. The first task written down. The body knows where it is going before the eyes open. A third finger. Third, they give the body one signal it cannot ignore. The same signal at the same time, every night. Not a rule, a ritual. Something small enough to do even on the hardest days. Something that tells the nervous system, the day is over. Rest is safe. Tomorrow is already handled. Aldous stood. That is all. 3 things. Every evening. Without exception, try it for 30 days. Then tell me what your mornings look like. He looked at Marcus steadily, not asking for commitment, not demanding belief, just offering the simplest possible invitation. Try. That night, Marcus stayed later than usual, but not to work more, to prepare. He looked around the forge for a long moment. The same scattered tools, the same unfinished work, the same dying fire, but something was different this time. He knew what to do with it. He did not try to finish what was unfinished. Instead, he wrote the unfinished things down, every outstanding task, every open worry, every thought that would have followed him to bed, onto a single piece of paper, not to solve them, just to tell them, I see you. You are written down. You will be handled tomorrow. Then he extinguished the large work lamp, the one that had kept him up past midnight for 15 years. Then, by the light of a single candle, he laid out his tools for the morning. Not all of them, just the ones he would need for the first task. The hammer, the tongs, the mold for the Henderson's Gate hinge, the job that would start at 6. He banked the forge coals with the care of a man who understood, for the first time, that tomorrow's fire began tonight. He walked home through the autumn evening, not thinking about work, not rehearsing tomorrow's problems, just walking. His wife Eleanor was still awake by the hearth when he arrived. She looked up, surprised. He was never home this early. They sat together by the fire for a while, not talking about much, just present. And at 9 o'clock, the same time Aldous had spoken of, Marcus went to bed. Not because he was finished. He was never finished. Nobody ever is. But Aldous had said something that stayed with him as he lay down. The evening does not need to solve everything. It only needs to lower the resistance to waking up well. At 4:57 the next morning, Marcus opened his eyes. No alarm, no struggle, no fog. Just wakefulness. He walked to the forge in the pre-dawn dark. The coals were still warm, banked exactly as he had left them. The tools were waiting, in the order he would need them. The first task was written down, the Henderson Gate hinge, ready to begin. His mind did not need to warm up. It was already there. And for the first time in 15 years, the gap between who he was at 6 a.m. and who he needed to be was simply not there. He lit the forge. The fire caught immediately. By 8 in the morning, Marcus had done what normally took until noon. Not because he was stronger, not because he worked faster, but because he was not fighting himself anymore. And that evening, for the first time in longer than he could remember, Marcus prepared for the following morning. Not because Aldous told him to, but because he had seen with his own hands what the evening could build. Now, I want you to think about last night, not last month, not last year, just last night. What time did you stop working? What did you do in the hour before bed? And what time did you set your alarm for? For most people, the answer looks something like this. Work bleeds into the evening. A few more emails, one more task, one more thing that really should have waited. Then, somewhere between feeling guilty about stopping and too tired to continue, the evening simply ends. No closing signal, no prepared stage, no written tasks for morning, just exhaustion sliding into sleep. And an alarm set for a time the body has no reason to welcome. Here is what Marcus learned, and what I want to offer you. Starting tonight, not someday, not when things slow down, not after the big project is done. Starting tonight, choose a time that means the workday is over, not a time you stop because you are finished. You will never be finished. A time you stop because the evening needs to begin. Then mark it with something small. Make a cup of tea. Close your laptop deliberately. Step outside for 2 minutes. It does not matter what it is, only that it is always the same, and that it tells your nervous system, the day is done. Then, and this takes less than 5 minutes, prepare 3 things for tomorrow morning. Not a full plan, not a detailed schedule, just 3 things. The first task you will do when you sit down tomorrow. The one thing you will need to do it. And one clear intention, 3 words or less, for what you want tomorrow to feel like. Write them down, not in your head, on paper. And finally, before you sleep, take 5 minutes to empty your mind. Every unfinished thought, every open worry, everything you are half afraid you will forget by morning. Write them down, not to solve them tonight, just to acknowledge them. Tell them what Marcus learned to tell his unfinished accounts. I see you. You are written down. You will be handled tomorrow. And then, let them go. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. This is not really about waking up at 5 a.m. It is not really about productivity. It is not even really about mornings. It is about this. Every evening, you make a quiet decision to take care of the person who will wake up tomorrow or not to. And over time, those quiet decisions become the distance between the life you are living and the life you intended. Marcus did not change because he found more willpower. He did not change because he found more time. He changed because one autumn evening, he stayed a little longer, not to work, but to prepare. Tonight, when this video ends, before you reach for the next thing to watch, the next message to reply to, the next task you have been meaning to finish, try one evening the way Marcus tried his. Choose a closing time, prepare 3 things, write down what is open, and see what your morning looks like tomorrow. What Marcus discovered intuitively in that small English village, without laboratories, without research papers, without any of the language we use today, is something modern science has only recently confirmed. Your brain does not reset between evening and morning. It continues. While you sleep, your brain is not resting. It is processing. Specifically, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation, consolidates everything it encountered during the day. If you give it chaos before sleep, unresolved worries, sharp lights, unfinished mental loops, it consolidates chaos. If you give it clarity, resolved tensions, clear intentions, a prepared environment, it consolidates clarity. This is why some people wake at 5 in the morning feeling sharp, motivated, unstoppable, and others wake at the same time feeling like they are climbing a mountain in wet shoes. The difference is not the morning. The difference is what the evening gave the brain to work with. Marcus did not know the word prefrontal cortex. He did not know about neural consolidation or sleep architecture, but he discovered the same truth that neuroscientists would confirm 150 years later. You cannot separate who you are at 5 a.m. from what you did at 9 p.m. And the science tells us exactly why the 3 steps work. The closing signal, the ritual that tells your body the day is over, lowers cortisol. The stress hormone that keeps you alert and anxious begins to drop. Your nervous system receives the signal it has been waiting for. It is safe to rest now. The prepared stage, the tools laid out, the first task written, reduces what psychologists call decision fatigue in the morning. Your morning brain does not have to warm up. The decisions are already made. And the written list, the act of emptying your unfinished thoughts onto paper, reduces what neuroscientists call the Zeigarnik effect, the brain's tendency to keep replaying unfinished tasks even while you sleep. Once they are written down, the brain releases them. There is one more thing worth saying. If you are watching this to improve your English, and many people who watch these stories are, then you have just heard some of the most useful vocabulary in the language. Cortisol, prefrontal cortex, neural consolidation, decision fatigue, the Zeigarnik effect. These are the words scientists use to describe what Marcus understood without any of them. Marcus never spoke of that evening with Aldous to anyone, not to Eleanor, not to the men at the forge, not even to Aldous himself when the old merchant passed through the village again the following spring. He simply changed the way his evenings ended, and for the next 30 years, until the day he retired and handed the forge to his youngest son, Marcus Aldrin woke before his alarm every morning, not because he was remarkable, but because his evenings had become remarkable. Do you remember the question from the beginning? The difference between a man who fights his alarm clock every single day and a man who opens his eyes before it even rings. Marcus had been the first man for 38 years. He became the second by changing one thing, not his morning, but his evening. If this story stayed with you, if something in it felt true, or useful, or simply familiar, there are more stories where this one came from. Every story on this channel follows the same rule: told slowly, told clearly, told with care. Subscribe if you want to hear the next one. And if you try the evening ritual tonight, just one evening, the way Marcus tried his, leave a comment and tell me what happens. I would genuinely like to know. The morning you are hoping for is not waiting in your alarm clock. It is waiting in tonight.